Yo, what it do, brothers? You're not tuned in all that rah-rah with your Hebrew brother, Milo Judah. What's going on, brothers? So, brothers, this video is going to be another entry into are you sure that you want to be a stepdad? Because there are too many instances and occasions where brothers are being told flat out to their face, you are not my father. And what I will say is this video that we are going to analyze, it may be a skit. I'm not completely sure. It does look like one. But even still, this shit is real life, right? And what it's going to do is provide a backdrop for some of the things that brothers go through when they are trying to step up and be a quote-unquote real man and be a stepfather to these children that do not belong to them biologically. Now, for you brothers who work in child protection services or CPS, or where I'm from here in Jacksonville, Florida, it's called DCF, or for you brothers who work in child care, or for you brothers who are teachers, what you tend to observe is children who are solely raised by their mothers. For the most part, they are problem children, right? They disrupt class, they are highly disrespectful, and they just tend to do things that, it make you look at them like a dog. You turn your head sideways like, man, what the hell is your problem? And yes, it's a ton of so-called black boys. So little boys, so-called black boys, they do need guidance. They do need male leadership. But the thing is, that is supposed to be their father. But with the way that society has turned toward women and empowering women to believe that they don't have to be held accountable for their choices, and their choices tend to always fall to their children, most times you just have to step back and observe, right? And for you brothers who do choose to be stepfathers, you have to understand what comes with that. Whether a child has a good father or not, that's not going to necessarily facilitate respect to you, right? If they have a good father, what they will do is be respectful toward other men if their father teaches them that. If their father is a quote-unquote good father, but it teaches them that the next man is not their dad and they don't have to listen to them, then that child is going to be disrespectful to you. If their father is a good father and he teaches them that they are supposed to be respectful to all adults, then that child will be respectful to you, but they will still have it in the back of their mind that you are not their father, and rightfully so. Now, if the child doesn't have a good father or a father in their life, then they are not going to respect male authority for the most part. And 9 times out of 10, their mother isn't going to let you discipline them. So what's going to happen is when it's time to discipline them, you are going to find yourself scratching your head because you are going to get talked back to by the child, and you are going to get belittled by the mother for trying to discipline the child who disrespected you or even got in trouble in school or disrespected their mother. Right? So 9 times out of 10, it's not worth it. But what I will say is I do commend brothers who take on that role. But with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and do some real and rare analysis. And like I said, brothers, this video may be a skit. I'm not completely sure, but this shit is real life.
Yo, this nigga really out here arguing with my son. With my son. With my son.
13 years old, talking like the way he talking. Bro, she need to be whooping your ass.
So, off the rip, we have the man going back and forth with the child, which, if you ask me, that is a major no-no, because number one, that's not your child, and number two, that is a child. There's no need to be arguing with the child. Say what you have to say and leave it there. Now, the mom did say, y'all, this nigga's really out here arguing with my child as if the man is in the wrong. No, that child is dead wrong. And he also said, your mom need to be whooping your ass. No, brother. It's nothing she can do to him physically. She will have to confiscate things or, not allow him to participate in any extracurricular activities. But whooping his ass, she can hit him. He gonna shake that shit right off. That ain't nothing. So that's another example of why brothers are needed in the home. And when I say brothers, I mean fathers, because fathers instill a level of fear and respect in the child when he's a toddler. And that level of fear and respect follows them into their adolescence and into their adulthood. You're always going to respect your father. And even as an adult, you're not necessarily going to fear your father, but you're going to respect him. You respect his word. Even if you disagree with something that he says, you let him know respectfully, hey, Pop, I don't see it that way. I see it this way. Right? So, when it comes to being a stepdad or trying to get involved with a woman who has a child, understand that you are going to have difficulties, and children who do not respect men or male authority, if you allow yourself to get emotionally charged by that child's words, then you are going to find yourself in a back and forth with that child. So.
No.
That's why I'm breaking up with your ass.
Why would I have to whoop his ass? He's 13. He's a teenager, mate.
And I actually agree with what she said. Coming out of her mouth, though, it does sound crazy. But I agree with that. Why do I have to whoop his ass? He's 13 years old. He's a teenager. That's his father's job. And, brother, he's standing eye to eye with you. He looks a little taller than you. So I know he's taller than her. She can't whoop his ass. Like I said, she can hit him, but he gonna shrug that shit off, man. That's why fathers are needed. Fathers are needed.
He's a badass teenager. You need to be whooping his mother.
So you gonna call my son bad?
I'm gonna tell you what's right.
He gonna call my son bad?
Well, it's pretty clear that little nigga is bad. It's quite obvious that nigga's horrible, actually. But you know what, brothers? Charleston White stated that single moms don't have the adequate love to raise a boy, or something like that, something along those lines. And things that he says, they always come off as controversial. But at the end of the day, what he said in regards to that is correct, because moms, they tend to love with their emotions. And, dads, we have it in us as well, but the point is we can separate our emotions from our logic most of the time, especially with our children, right? And especially with our boys, because we have to teach them to think the same. But most women, they don't like to take accountability, and that comes from an emotional standpoint, right? Because if you tell them when they are wrong, the first thing they will do is get offended, right? So flat out telling a woman that her child is bad before she takes a step back and actually, digest that statement, she's going to get offended first. And that's where that question comes from. So you're going to say my son is bad? Yes, this nigga is horrible. Do you hear how he talking to that man? Like I said, it may be a skit, but even still, goddamn.
All he means bad.
You know what you mean? You come in the house
at all. I can do whatever the fuck I want to, bro.
You need to get your little ass. That's what you need to be getting your ass with. That's why I'm saying, bro, get your son, bro.
Listen.
Get your motherfucking son. Bro.
Listen, y'all really need to calm down, for real. They need to calm down. This nigga sitting up here arguing with my fucking son.
No, I'm trying to tell
He's arguing with my 13-year-old son, though.
Yeah, man, so bruh's supposed to be walked off. He's supposed to be, went in his pockets, got his keys, unlocked his car door, pulled the latch on his car door, sat down in his car, closed the door, you know what I'm saying, put the keys in the ignition, put his seatbelt on, put that bitch in reverse, then put that bitch in drive and slide. He tripping going back and forth with Jit. But what I will say, man, Jit told him I can do whatever the F I want to do. Right? And his mom said, feel me, under her breath. So, it's a lose-lose situation, man. And then on top of that, it ain't like the bro are cute. Hey, man. Brothers, there's no need to be stressing yourself out over a child who is not yours. Raising your blood pressure, going back and forth with a child who is not yours. You're not even supposed to be going back and forth with your child, but hell, if you're going to be going back and forth with a child, it better be your child or, a child you're coaching or something and y'all having a heated discussion about a football game or something like that. Something along those lines, man. And even still, you know, it's no accountability going on in this video. All she can say is, y'all need to calm down. You still out here arguing with my son. Like, you know, she does need to turn to the right and say, hey, you need to stop arguing with him. That's a grown man. And no, you can't do whatever you want to do. You sound crazy. But this type of stuff starts when a child is an infant and a toddler and a little boy, right? Most of the times when there is no male authority in the home, then that little boy or that toddler can pretty much do whatever they want. And all that does is remove accountability from them, and they don't respect male authority. So when they become of age, when they're starting to smell themselves, you start to see them engage in heated conversations like this with grown men, thinking they can beat grown men, right? And like I said, this brother should have been walked off. He honestly shouldn't be there, right? Once he's gauged that that child is disrespectful in the first place, it's no point of coming back. All right, and like I said, man, this broad is not even cute. And on top of that, she has a son who's pretty much doing what the hell he wants to do. Man, please. Brothers, you have to protect your peace. Your peace is the most important thing that you have. So you have to protect that. And it's no point of stressing yourself out about a child that does not belong to you.
I want to raise your little ass right. You feel me?
Fuck you, not my pop.
God damn. Man, look at that little boy face. You talking about I want to raise you right. You sound like a sucker. He told you straight up, I don't give a F, you not my pops. Bro. Brothers. No. And see, the thing about the so-called black man, something that we don't want to admit, is a ton of so-called black men are simps. The biggest. Right? And they allow stuff like this to go down in their life. He's allowing this. He could easily walk off. You saw he started to walk off earlier and he turned around. Bro, just go. There's no need for you to be there. There's no reason for you to be there. That child doesn't want you there. I mean, this is the type of stuff, you know, when brothers try to say that a woman is emasculating them, brother, you are allowing yourself to be emasculated by staying in that situation. Just go ahead and go.
Why is he arguing with my son? That's what's crazy.
You're not my dad.
Look at this shit. This is crazy.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Okay, he do listen to me when it's needed, though.
Yo.
Brother said, yo. Man, about to start crying. And that child done told you 4 or 5, maybe 6 times, you're not my dad, you're not my pops, you're not my father. Why you keep trying to talk to him? Man, just go. There's no point in you being there. And there's no point in you being around a woman like that, talking about he listened to me when it's needed. It's always needed, man. What you talking about? That's your son. He's supposed to always listen to you. Especially while he's 13 years old.
I'm telling you, man, you're not raising him in the right direction, man.
Agreed. And instead of going back and forth with her and her child about her not raising him in the right direction, what you should do is go find a woman with no children and create one. That way you can raise your child in the proper direction, because this child is too far gone.
This little ass is
where I want to go.
Selling drugs, smoking weed, coming in late.
He don't sell drugs.
Bro, I seen this shit. What you talking about?
What you say?
He don't sell no drugs.
I'm not finna.
He don't sell no drugs. She didn't even respond to smoking weed. And also, how the hell would she know what he does? Let's just keep it a buck. I'm pretty sure she doesn't keep up with his social media. She doesn't keep up with what he does outside of school, when he's with his friends. How the hell would she know? I mean, she's sitting there allowing him to cuss that man out, telling him, you know, I don't give a F, you're not my pops, saying he listens to me when it's needed. Like, let's just keep it real. And Shorty said I'm going where I want to go. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Yes, you are. You going up a dead end road, speeding with no brakes, unless somebody gets a hold of you. Right, so that's basically it, brothers. That's all that real and rare analysis. Are you sure that you want to be a stepdad? Are you sure that it's worth it? I'm not telling you what not to do. I'm just asking you a question. Always think about it, brothers. But with that being said, man, yo,